Hey, this is the Big Hardcore Gamer. Now, in the last video, I looked back at the best games from 2025 and gave you a list of my top 10. Now, in this video, it's time to look forward at what's going to be releasing next year in 2026. So, I looked at all the games that I'm interested in playing, and literally there's around 20 titles that that I know about that I want to play next year. But this video isn't going to cover all of them. It's only going to cover the top 10 that I absolutely must play, that I'll be trying to get day one when they release. Watch until the end of the video and give it a like if you enjoy it. Right, let's get into it. At number 10 is Gears E-Day. It's been way too long since we got a new Gears of War, and no, the lazy remaster that released this year does not count. This time, instead of continuing the Kate Diaz story, E-Day is a prequel set 14 years before the first game. It focuses on a young Marcus Phoenix and Dom Santiago experiencing Emergence Day when the war against the Locusts first begins. There's currently no date for this one, but the official Gears account did confirm on X that it's releasing in 2026. I think we'll probably be seeing this in the Xbox Direct in January, which should also give us a release date. It will be releasing on Xbox and PC, which is where I'll be playing it, and I'm going to take a wild guess and say that it will also be releasing on PS5 as well, especially if it releases with multiplayer. So I'm hoping that we get a summer release date, a new Horde mode, and that we get submission multiplayer back from Gears of War 2. Okay, so I know the last one will happen, but at least, you know, give us some fresh new improvements for the multiplayer. At number 9 is Neo 3. Right, so I started playing Souls games 2 years ago, and the first game that got me interested in the genre was Koei Tecmo's Wo Long Fallen Dynasty. I also played Rise of the Ronin. I know it's not a Souls game, but you know, with both games, it was their combat that got me hooked, even though I never really cared about the story. I have never played a Neo game, but when I played the alpha for Neo 3, that combat got me hooked again, and I knew that this was going to be a day one for me. I'm not even going to try and explain the plot for this game. I mean, it involves time traveling through different Japanese eras and the supernatural, all that good stuff. I mean, what's important is you can switch between two styles. The samurai, which is more grounded with eye damage combat, with stances, key pulsing and martial arts, and the ninja style, which focuses on swift aerial movement, evasion and ninja tools. It's the first Souls-like of the year that I'll be playing, and it will be releasing on 6th of February on PS5 and Steam. At number 8 is Resident Evil Requiem. In this game, we head back to Raccoon City and we'll be playing as two protagonists, Grace Ashcroft, whose sections will be more of a tense survival horror, and Leon Kennedy, which will be more action focused. I'm not sure if Grace and Leon's gameplay will require separate playthroughs or if you can switch to them for different missions. It would be great if you can switch to them, you know, to the character you want to play at any time. The game will also have the options of first person and third person views. This is going to be a day one for me, and I'll definitely be covering it on the channel. Resident Evil Requiem will be releasing on the 27th of February on PS5, Xbox Series, PC and Switch 2. At number 7 is the first of 3 games that made me rearrange this list. Tomb Raider Legacy of Atlantis. This is a remake of the first game, you know, when Lara had triangle teeth. It's remade in Unreal Engine 5. Okay, so this game looks absolutely incredible, featuring a new design for Lara, which will also appear in the Tomb Raider Catalyst sequel releasing in 2027, but bringing back the dual pistols and the unnecessary acrobatics like doing handstands when pulling herself up off a ledge. Basically, the things that we loved. Out of the original games, I only played Tomb Raider 2, so I'm looking forward to this one. I'm also wondering if it will have new puzzles that OG players won't be expecting. Tomb Raider Legacy of Atlantis will be releasing sometime in 2026 on PS5, Xbox Series and Steam. At number 6 is the second game that made me rearrange this list, Phantom Blade Zero. I was always interested in this game, but the trailer that was shown at the Game Awards confirmed that this was going to be a day one, because look at how crazy this game looks. I mean, you play as Soul, an assassin that's been framed for killing his master, which leaves him with a ruined heart. He's been given a cure, but only has 66 days until it wears off. So he basically has 66 days to uncover, the conspiracy behind his downfall and get revenge on the people that framed him before he dies. The combat looks insane, and they've also said that it's not a Souls-like. Phantom Blade Zero will be releasing on PS5 and PC through Steam and the Epic Game Store. At number 5 is Saros, the next game from Housemarque after Returnal. You play as Arjun Devraj as he investigates a lost off-world colony on the planet Carcosa. The gameplay for this looks a lot like Returnal, and that's what caught my eye. It's a fast-paced bullet hell roguelike where the world changes every time you die. This time there's actually some other characters for you to interact with, and it seems like they're trying to give it more of a story than they did for Returnal. Saros will be releasing on the 30th of April and is a PS5 exclusive. And now for the final game that made me rearrange this list, because I knew a sequel was coming, but not that it was releasing in 2026. At number 4 is Control Resonance, the sequel to 2019's Control. This time you're playing as Jesse's brother, Dylan Faden. In this game, the supernatural threat known as the Hiss has escaped the oldest house and has taken over Manhattan. Instead of having a shape-shifting gun like in the first game, this is a melee combat-focused game rather than a shooter, and Dylan has a shape-shifting melee weapon. This is definitely going to be a day one for me, and I'll be getting it when it launches sometime in 2026 on PS5, Xbox Series, PC through Steam and Epic Game Store, and it's even launching on Apple Mac. Now, before I get into my top 3, it's time for some honourable mentions, and I want to talk about some indie games that you may not know about. First is Spine, a single player action game with close quarters gunfights and gun-fu style. If you're not sure what gun-fu is, just think of the action style of the John Wick franchise, and that's basically it. You play as a street artist named Redline who teams up with a sentient combat implant named Spine to fight an oppressive AI regime and rescue her brother. This game looks like it's going to be a lot of fun, and I'll definitely be checking it out when it releases sometime in 2026 on PC, PS5, Xbox Series and Switch 2. Next is Liminal Point, a psychological survival horror where you play as Lyra, a former rock star that's searching for a missing band member, Mira. When this trailer appeared on my timeline, I was getting some old school Resident Evil vibes. There are puzzles to be solved, resource management, and grotesque monsters to battle. Liminal Point will be releasing sometime in 2026 on PS5, Xbox Series and PC through Steam, Epic Game Store and GOG. Next is Mouse PI for Hire, and this is a game that I've been waiting for since I saw the trailer last year. You play as private detective Jack Pepper in the city of Mouseburg, fighting crime and solving cases. It's a hand-drawn 1930s cartoon-inspired FPS that was supposed to release this year, but instead got delayed to a very packed 2026. It will be releasing on the 19th of March on PC, PlayStation 4 and 5, Xbox One and Series, and Nintendo Switch. And finally, this last one isn't an indie, but the Max Payne 1 and 2 remakes, which were rumoured to be releasing in 2026. I really want to replay the first 2 games, so I hope these are still being released next year. Right, it's time for my top 3. At number 3 is Bond, James Bond. Yes, it's 007 First Light, the new Bond game from Hitman devs IO Interactive. You play as a young and inexperienced and often reckless James Bond who is on a mission to stop a rogue agent and earn his 007 status. The gameplay reveal showed a mix of Hitman style stealth with a few improvements like being able to bluff your way out of situations and being able to tactically use the gadgets on Bond's watch for distractions, scanning the environment and even using the laser beam. And then when it switches to action, I got an Uncharted feeling with a heavy dose of Michael Bay excessive explosions, and honestly this looks like everything I could possibly want in a Bond game. 007 First Light will be releasing on the 27th of March on PS5, Xbox Series, Nintendo Switch 2 and PC through Steam and Epic Game Store. At number 2 is Marvel's Wolverine. Now this is made by Insomniac, who previously made the Spider-Man games, so when it was announced, the question that was on everyone's mind was, can they make the violent, bloody, gory, mature rated Wolverine game that we deserve? When they showed the trailer earlier this year, they basically just said yes, because this game looks absolutely brutal. From the opening seconds of the trailer, you see Logan ripping his enemies apart, and you see him putting those claws to good use with some seriously brutal, vicious attacks. Plus Mystique is also in the trailer, so I'm wondering if we'll see any of the X-Men in this game. I can't wait for this game, and it honestly almost took the number 1 spot on this list. Marvel's Wolverine will be releasing in autumn 2026 as a PS5 exclusive. And just like last year, at number 1, of course, it's GTA 6. But I'm telling you now, if they delay this game into 2027, I won't be putting it on the 2027 most anticipated list on principle. Okay? By the time GTA 6 releases, it will have been 13 years since GTA 5 released. It's at a point now where this game has to live up to expectations because we've been waiting so damn long for it. The second trailer looked amazing, from the possible side activities like fight clubs to the detailed NPCs, the robberies and crazy set pieces. I can't wait to see everything that's on offer in modern day Vice City. Plus I want to see if Jason is an undercover cop. GTA 6 will be releasing on the 19th of November on PS5 and Xbox Series consoles. Now I know this is unlikely, but I'm also open that it's releasing on PC, but like I said, it's unlikely. So those are my top 10 most anticipated games of 2026, but trust me, there's a lot more games that I'm interested in. I'm talking games like Code Vein 2, Tides of Annihilation, Onimusha. There's a shitload of games releasing next year that I want to play. So I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to find the time and the money to play everything that I want, while still leaving the house every now and again, because I need to get out and touch grass. What are your most anticipated games? Let me know in the comments. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave it a like, and if you can see the hype button, also press that. And if you're new to the channel, click the subscribe button and check out some other content. In the next video, I will be talking about my backlog list for 2026. Alright, so thanks for watching, Merry Christmas, and I'll see you next time. Bye.